Well, hey guys, welcome back to Waters Family Homestead. Well, I guess trying to figure out how to keep them from wasting quite so much feed, and they're emptying that quart jar by knocking it over all over the ground. So I mean, they still peck it off the ground. They're chickens, but actually swapped the feeder with the other pen over here because theirs was almost empty, and this one was still 3/4 full with just her eating out of it for the last month and a half. So I dumped the regular pellets out into the other feeder and got this one, over half full of Start and Grow. Now, I don't know if that's going to stop them from raking it out. If it don't, I can always put my little hardware cloth ring I made on there to stop them from raking it out. But I'm hoping that stops it. And I don't have to worry about the feeder getting empty every 3 hours. Also, I moved their water over by the main waterer, so when they're able to get up there and drink from it, at least they're in the same area. But trying to, they're pretty, ain't they? I'm trying to figure out how to quit. That Start and Grow costs the same as layer pellets, y'all, but, I don't know. We'll just see. I still got the 5. They're doing well. You see the feathers are starting to come in. They're really pretty, but now they can reach the feeder, which they could probably reach the pellets before. But zoom back out. But they were just wasting too much, and that little quart feeder just wasn't getting the job done. So now they've got the bigger feeder, and until I see them raking it out like he's pecking, I'll leave it. See, they're trying, but that little lip on there stops them. So hopefully that'll break them. If not, I'll just put my little hardware cloth ring on there so they can't rake it out, and they can all still get feed. They just have to peck it out. So we'll see if that helps. But I mean, I've got 100 pounds of Start and Grow, I think. Maybe 150, I'm not sure. That can was full, so, and the can holds 3.5 bags, so I know I had at least 3 bags in it. So there's still 125 pounds or more over there, but it'll be all right. I'm just trying to, cut down on the waste. And last night was the last night that our weather app, which, is always wrong, says it was going to get down into the 40s. Tonight's 50, and for the next 2 weeks, it's supposed to be up in the 50s for the lows. So hopefully they will start nesting by themselves pretty soon. Typically all the baby chicks, pullets, will group together to stay warm and not up under the mama hen, or in this case, mama turkey. And keep themselves warm without her. And when they start doing that, I'm taking her out. I'm gonna put her back out here with the rest of them. And I actually saw Tom doing his job before I went to church this morning. So otherwise, I haven't been in here. Let's see. I didn't even look to see if there was any eggs over here earlier. Well, yeah, 7. Not a bad day for the Wyandottes and Blue Orphans. And I've been getting 6 or 7 every day on the Rhode Island Red. So I should be well over a dozen today. There's a hen up in the nesting box. That's the barnyard mix. And the one that's setting is still there in the first box. So hopefully everything's working out well. But anyway, my brother-in-law and my sister told me I could borrow their mower. And he brought it over yesterday, and I told him I'd probably cut after church today. Guys, I cut where I park in the front up here, from me to the road, Sparky's area. And I weed eated all around my buildings and my house and, all that, except for what the mower would get. Well, he said he's got a new set of blades for it. He wanted me to call him when I got done. He'd come over and we'd change his blades, And I said, okay, I don't mind doing that. But I could hear it when he was cutting grass. It's spitting a little bit, almost to backfire while it's running. And he brought it over and said the oil and everything was fine in it. I haven't moved it. Before I even tried to crank it, pulled the dipstick, and it's way over full. And the oil is thin, like his gas is running down in there like the float sticking. So his carburetor needs cleaning. We need to change the oil in it. And hopefully that'll straighten his mower out and get new blades on it as well. But y'all, the way it was running, I guess my Kubota has spoiled me. He's got this pretty much the same size deck that I've got in a residential mower, different brand. But man, I was having to run over it 2 and 3 times to get it to cut, and I spent more time cutting right here where I park and where Sparky runs back and forth and all, then I mean, I was on there 45 minutes cutting that little bit. I can do my whole place on that Kubota in an hour and a half. So I don't know, maybe I'm spoiled. You know, I can grab both handles with my left hand on my Kubota and do like that, push one forward and back, and kind of drive it a little bit. You know, drink a little bit of tea or whatever. But on his, it's so far apart I can't even reach the two. So I don't know. Just wasn't comfortable. So I'm gonna cut the necessity, which is right here where I park. I went around the house 3 or 4 times to keep it away, you know, the tall grass away from the house and all that. I'm supposed to go this week and pick up that other mower. I hope it's a shaft driven deck like mine is. It's the same brand. And if it is, I'm gonna take the shaft off of it, the part I need, and put on mine and get mine back to running. And then when I have a little extra, I can go ahead and order another one for that mower, because there's nothing wrong with it other than a safety relay was sticking on it or something. So anyway, that's the idea. But I did get a little bit done. I'm not going to finish cutting all this grass with their mower. I'm going to call him in just a minute and tell him to come on over with his blades, and we'll get his blades changed and possibly even change his oil, because it's got a lot of gas mixed in with it. It's real thin. That's not good on the mower. So if he comes on over and we get that stuff done, I may pull my tractor out, which I did move my deck. I got my tractor and I put a chain on the deck to the bucket and picked it up and drove it back there and parked it under the shelter. So I need to get the oil changed in the Yanmar as well. So that's something else I want to get done today if I can. We will see. Ooh, that pole has gotten solid. It sure kept leaning in my gate drag, so I may try to adjust that today. I don't know, I've done a whole bunch to it. There ain't much more adjusting I can do other than to come out on the bottom. But either way, we'll see what I get done. Guys, I appreciate you watching the videos. Nothing exciting going on other than trying to keep up with springtime. Take care of the chickens and the turkeys and the yard work. And, you know, I did all my inside chores yesterday when I took my so-called day off. Got all laundry done, dishes done, you know, everything's done that I need to get done anyway. So, even changed my bed sheets. Slept like a baby last night. Oh, my goodness. All right, guys, I appreciate you. Look at there. Taking a dust bath, it makes them feel good. So, I appreciate y'all watching. Remember what I always tell you. Jesus Christ loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe. Be prepared.